There's no safety system, no air tube, no communication method, just faith that he could.
Tell me why this is a bad idea. Guys, tell me why this is a bad idea. Yo, what's good people? Today we're watching The Worst Magician Deaths Ever by Dr. Horror. Yo, I can't lie, like genuinely, you know what, I'm surprised how there's not that many casualties doing. You know that trick they do when they put a sword down their throat? Every time I'm thinking, like, I know there's a sheath there, right? But like, how do you, they're still swallowing a whole sword, you get what I mean? But anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Number 1. Chung Ling So, 1918. William Ellsworth Robinson was an American magician who spent most of his career pretending to be Chinese, performing under the name.
Bro, what's the... Why? Wow. What's the need?
Chung Ling So. He wore a queue, spoke only through interpreters, and maintained the illusion even off stage. Audiences believed they were watching a mysterious Eastern magician, not a man from New York. By 1918, he was famous across
fair enough, he's keeping up that persona, I guess.
Europe, known especially for a trick called the bullet catch. Assistants would load 2 muskets on stage, supposedly watched by audience volunteers.
I wonder how this could go wrong. I feel like I can see where this is starting to go.
Sue would stand in front of a white screen while both guns were fired at him. He'd appear to catch the bullets on a plate or in his teeth. One of magic's oldest and most dangerous illusions.
No reason it would be
the trick had already killed several magicians before him, but Sue's version used a system of modified guns that should have only fired blanks, while hidden blanks of gunpowder created the smoke and flash. On the night of March 23rd, 1918...
Oh, yo, let me take a wild guess. They don't shoot blanks. They swap the bullets out. That's what it's going to be.
At London's Wood Green Empire Theatre, something went wrong. One of the rifles malfunctioned, sending a real bullet through his chest. Witnesses heard him break character for the first and only time, shouting in clear English, "Oh my God, something's happened." He collapsed instantly.
Who could have called that?
The curtain dropped, and he was carried off stage, dying before reaching the hospital. Investigators found that the gun's mechanism had corroded from years of residue buildup, which allowed a live round to discharge. Robinson had ignored previous misfires, convinced his setup was safe. His death ended one of magic's most carefully guarded illusions, and exposed the man behind.
I can't, like, personally, like, I ain't even trying to clown the guy, you get what I mean? Like, personally, you know, dangerous magic trick, shit's malfunctioning, like, I'm not ignoring that shit.
Behind it. For decades, audiences had believed in Chung Ling So, but the moment he died, the accent dropped, and the secret vanished with him. Number 2. Gilbert Gnesta, 1930. Gilbert Gnesta was one of the few magicians who tried to rival Houdini in underwater escapes. His signature act was called the Milk Can Escape, a stunt where he was handcuffed, lowered headfirst into a large metal can filled with water and sealed inside. The escape depended entirely on timing and precision. One mistake meant drowning. On November 9th, 1930,
Yo,
Gnesta...
Quick question, does anybody know, these type of magic tricks where they're like in the water, are they actually doing it? Or is this like a illusion too?
performed the routine at a theater in Frankfort, Kentucky. The equipment looked the same as always. A heavy can with a sliding inner collar and an external padlock. Used the same prop hundreds of times, but backstage no one noticed that a recent dent in the rim had thrown the alignment off by a few millimeters. Once he was inside, the assistants fastened the lid and padlocked it in front of the audience. The curtain came down for the usual dramatic pause, the moment he was supposed to pick the locks and emerge triumphantly. Only this time, he didn't. After several minutes, stagehands realized something...
Bro, that could be one of the worst ways to go out too. Bro, you're sat there, you're trying to pick the lock and you're like, wait, I can't. Wait, like...
was wrong and rushed to pry open the lid. It took tools and several people to force it open. Gnesta was unconscious when they pulled him out. water spilling across the floor. Efforts to revive him failed. The autopsy confirmed he had drowned. The dent in the
Really?
can had jammed the sliding mechanism, sealing it completely shut. The accident shocked other magicians because Ganista was known for rehearsing every escape repeatedly before shows. Newspapers compared his death to Houdini's, calling it the final curtain for the escape artist who couldn't escape his own prop. The damaged can was later destroyed, and the melt can stunt temporarily disappeared from the stage act out of respect for him.
Temporarily?
Number 3, Car the Magician,
Yeah,
1930.
I can't lie, like, that last one, you could not pay me enough money to do that. Like, I don't care how much I'm getting, I'm not doing that. Year prep time, not doing that. Years prep time, no. You could give me my whole life to prep, I'm not doing that. Money's not worth it.
Charles Rowan, known on stage as Car the Magician, built his act around physical danger. He performed escape routines using handcuffs, ropes, and occasionally speeding vehicles. His most infamous stunt took place near Springfontein, South Africa, on March 10, 1930. The idea was simple, but deadly. Rowan would be tied into a straitjacket and stand on a roadway. A volunteer would drive a car toward him at a set speed. He was supposed to free himself and jump aside at the last possible second. The crowd
But he
gathered
can't free
along the
himself.
roadside to watch, treating it like a carnival spectacle. Before the performance, Rowan told the driver to maintain a steady 45 miles per hour and not slow down, no matter what happened. Witnesses said he appeared confident, joking with onlookers as he was strapped
I'm gonna guess he couldn't free himself, but like, why couldn't he jump to the side? You get what I mean?
into the jacket. When the signal was given, the car accelerated toward him. Rowan struggled with the buckles, twisting and pulling. By the time he got one arm free, the car was only a few meters away. He tried to leap aside but didn't clear the path in time. The impact threw him several feet and killed him instantly. The stunt driver stopped immediately, and the audience, which had cheered seconds earlier, fell silent.
Oh, I thought.
local news-
Yo, no, listen, I wasn't laughing at that. What I thought, I thought they watched this man get hit and then they kept on clapping. That's what I thought happened. My fault.
Newspaper described the scene bluntly. The magician could not perform the impossible. Police ruled the death accidental. The straitjacket was later examined and found to have been tightened too severely for a quick release. A small oversight that turned a crowd-pleasing escape into a public execution. Rowan's fatal stunt became one of the earliest documented cases of a magician dying in front of a live audience. Number 4, Black Herman, 1934. Benjamin Rucker, better known by his stage name Black Herman, was one of the most famous African-American magicians of the early
No one of my brothers, man. Yo, R.I.P., bro.
20th century. He toured the U.S. during the Jim Crow era, performing a blend of illusion, escape artistry, and what he called hoodoo magic. His shows mixed sleight of hand with elements of spiritualism and stage hypnosis, drawing huge crowds wherever he went. One of his most popular acts was the death and resurrection of Black Herman. In it, he appeared to die on stage, only to be revived days later during a public event, where he emerged from a coffin to prove his magical powers.
Oh my days! I bet he actually died on stage, right? And everyone was like, "Nah, he's just playing, bro. He's gonna come back. But like, little do they know, he's not coming back from this one.
It was part theater, part marketing genius, and it made him a household name in black communities across America. On April 17, 1934, during a performance in Louisville, Kentucky, Black Herman collapsed mid-show. At first, the audience assumed it was part of the act. It wasn't unusual for him to pretend to faint or die before being dramatically revived. But when assistants couldn't wake him, panic spread through the tent. He was pronounced dead shortly after. The cause listed as a heart attack. He was 44. Many fans
Damn!
refused to believe
Heart attack at
he
44.
was truly gone. When his body was displayed at a local funeral home, visitors reportedly paid admission just to see if he would rise again. He didn't, of course, but the myth lasted for years.
Yo, bro, I know that funeral home made pank that day.
Black Herman's death blurred the line between illusion and reality so effectively that even his own audience couldn't tell when the show had ended. Number 5, Madame Dolinsky, late 1800s. Madame
man,
Delinsky
magicians
was one of
then.
the earliest known female magicians to die during a performance. She toured across Europe in the late 19th century with a small troupe, performing variations.
We've seen this one before. We've seen this one before, right, chat? Yo, why is my webcam so dark? That's better. Well, I feel like we've seen this one before. We've seen this one before. Is this how she's gonna go out too? People need to stop playing with guns. I'm telling you, people need to stop playing with guns.
Of the bullet catch, a trick already notorious for killing several magicians before her. The illusion seems straightforward.
Bro, the thing is, you see the death counts. It's the same as cave diving. You see the death counts. You see the amount of people that are dying from doing this, and you think, yeah, this is a great idea. Nah, bro.
Fired a gun directly at the performer, who appeared to catch the bullet in her hand or teeth. In reality, the firearm was supposed to be rigged. It either fired a blank or used a wax bullet that disintegrated on impact. When performed correctly, the risk was minimal. When anything went wrong, it was instantly fatal. During a show in Bohemia around the 1880s,
the real question is, how would you accidentally put a live bullet in there? How does that just happen on accident?
Trick went wrong. One of her assistants loaded the gun incorrectly, using a live round instead of the prepared cartridge. When the gun was fired, the bullet hit Delinsky squarely in the abdomen. She fell immediately. The audience, thinking it was part of the act, applauded. It wasn't until stagehands ran forward.
Bro, imagine you're dying, you're on your last breaths, you're here in the heavens, bro. You're sat there like this, bro. You can hear yourself rising, and everyone's just sat here cheering, this is great. Nah, R.I.P.
That people realized something was wrong. She was rushed backstage, where doctors tried to stop the bleeding, but she died within hours. Reports from the time described it as a tragic miscommunication between performer and crew. The assistant who fired the shot was cleared of wrongdoing.
Miscommunication? How'd you accidentally load an actual bullet when you're... Bro, that's just like... Is that not common sense? Don't shoot someone with an actual bullet.
Though he reportedly never performed again, Delinsky's death was one of the incidents that pushed magicians to retire the bullet catch from most stage shows for decades. It became a kind of curse in the magic community, a reminder that one misloaded weapon can turn illusion into reality.
Good, don't do it.
Number 6. Dr. Vivian Hensley, 1938. Dr. Vivian Hensley wasn't a professional magician. He was a dentist with a hobby for small stage tricks.
How could this go wrong? A non-professional doing dangerous activities. How could this possibly go wrong?
He liked to perform for friends in local clubs, often using everyday items to create illusions. His most popular act was called swallowing the razor blade. The routine involved pretending to swallow a razor blade, and then make it reappear safely.
Bro, deadass, who's watching somebody swallow a razor blade and make it? Yo, my guess is he's just actually gonna swallow it, bro.
The trick depended on sleight of hand. He'd secretly palm the real blade while pretending to put it in his mouth, then reveal a harmless duplicate later. It looked risky, but was supposed to be safe when done correctly. On July 6, 1938, while performing the trick at home for his wife and son, something went wrong. Witnesses said he slipped while pretending to swallow the blade and actually dropped it down his throat. He immediately began coughing and choking. His wife tried to help, but he managed to swallow it completely before anyone could intervene. Doctors at the Brisbane General Hospital performed an X-ray that confirmed the razor had been lodged deep into his stomach. They attempted surgery the next day, but it was too late. The blade had punctured the intestinal wall, leading to infection and internal bleeding. He died 2 days later. The story spread through Australian newspapers as a cautionary tale about amateur performers trying dangerous tricks with a...
Yeah, I can't lie. Yo, keep me away from magic. I'm not trying this anytime soon. Nah.
Proper safeguards. After his death, the swallowing trick was unofficially banned from amateur magic clubs in Queensland. Dr. Hensley's failed illusion remains one of the most literal cases where a magician, even a part-time one, was killed by his own act. Number 7. Janaka Bosniake.
Damn, this recent.
Janaka Bosniake wasn't a professional illusionist, but he was fascinated by endurance stunts, the kind made famous by Houdini and later David Blaine. He wanted to become known as the man who could survive being buried alive. He had reportedly performed 2 practice runs before, each lasting a few hours, and walked away unharmed. On March 5th, 2012, in the town of Cantail, he decided to attempt the feat publicly for the 3rd time. With help from friends and family, he climbed into a 6-foot deep trench lined with wooden planks and metal sheets. They placed a thin layer of earth over the top, then gradually filled the pit until it was fully covered. The plan was to leave him buried for 7 hours. There was no safety system, no air tube, no communication method, just faith that he could.
Tell me why this is a bad idea. Guys, tell me why this is a bad idea. Why did nobody say, oh yeah, you should have some safety procedure? This was 2012! This ain't like the rest of them, whereas years ago, this was 13 years ago. Nah.
Pulled out. When the crowd dug him up at the end of the allotted time, he was motionless. Witnesses said his body was stiff and cold by the time they reached him. Emergency services confirmed he was dead on arrival at the hospital. Medical examiners listed the cause of death as asphyxiation and internal injuries, caused by pressure from the surrounding earth. Bosniake was 24. His family told reporters he had dreamed of breaking endurance records, inspired by escape artists he'd seen online. Instead, his final stunt became a national headline.
Oh, I know his parents feeling like hella guilty about that too, you get what I mean? Like, imagine you're like sat here like, yeah, you can do your dreams, you know? You can choose your dreams, and then something like this happens.
And a warning about the dangers of unsupervised endurance magic. He remains one of the only documented cases of someone dying during a self-designed buried alive act in modern times. Number 8. The Great Lafayette, 1911. Sigmund Neuberger, known worldwide as the Great Lafayette.
Yo, who be naming these motherfuckers, bro? Who be naming these motherfuckers, bro? Sigmund Neuberger, bro.
Was one of the highest paid magicians in the early 1900s. He was famous for elaborate stage illusions that mixed pyrotechnics, mechanical sets, and animal performances. His signature act, The Lion's Bride, featured him switch places with a live lion inside a cage in a flash of light and smoke. In May 1911, he was performing at the Empire Theatre in Edinburgh. The show used heavy drapery, oil lamp.
I think it's pronounced Edinburgh. No diss, bro. No diss.
And quick scene changes. A dangerous combination long before strict fire codes existed. During the second act of The Lion's Bride, a stage lamp tipped over and ignited a piece of scenery. Within seconds, the entire set was burning. The audience thought it was part of the performance until flames reached the stage curtains. Panic broke out as people rushed for the exits. Lafayette managed to get the lion and several assistants out, but went back inside.
Ooh, you know what? I'm surprised. I thought the lion was finna like murk him or something, bro. I thought the lion was gonna turn around and be like, nah, fuck this.
Reportedly trying to rescue his favorite trick dog, Beauty. He never came out again. Firefighters recovered his body hours later among 11 others who had died inside the theater. Initially, they believed they found him twice, first discovering a charred body wearing his costume, then realizing the second was his real body. The first had been a stage double. The fire completely destroyed the theater's stage area. Lafayette was buried with full honors in Edinburgh, and his dog was laid to rest beside him.
Yo, rest in peace, him and the dog, bro. Yo, low key, this is kind of catching my attention, I can't lie, but W Video, yo, check this guy out, bro. W Video, check this guy out, yo, I'm gonna drop a sub, bro. Bro, that was an entertaining video. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, you feel me, you know, drop a like and sub over here too. Okay, wait, let me restart, my fault, I start. Listen, if you liked the video, drop a like and sub, you feel me. If you liked his video, go head over to his page, check him out, you get what I mean. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Afusa. Peace out.